Hello and welcome. I'm so glad you're here tonight. Before we begin, if these stories bring you peace, I'd be grateful if you'd take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps others find their way here too. But for now, let everything else fade away. Tonight, we're going somewhere ancient. Somewhere that's been here longer than we can imagine. Longer than humans. Longer than trees. Longer than almost anything living. We're going to walk along a riverbank. A place where water has flowed for millions of years. Where rocks remember billions of years. Where time feels different. Vast, deep, ancient. And somehow, that vastness brings peace. Let's prepare your body for rest. Find your most comfortable position. Adjust anything you need. You're safe here. You're exactly where you need to be. Take a gentle breath in through your nose. Hold it softly and release it slowly through your mouth. Good. Again. Breathe in slowly and deeply. Hold for a moment and let it go, releasing any tension from your day. Your shoulders drop away from your ears. Your jaw relaxes, teeth slightly apart. Your tongue rests softly in your mouth. Your eyes are gently closed. There's nothing you need to see right now. Just my voice, just the story, just the peace. Feel your body becoming heavy, sinking into comfort, supported and safe. There's no hurry here, no rushing, just the slow walk along ancient water, just the touching of stones that remember when Earth was young, just the peace that comes from feeling how small we are, how brief, how perfect our brief moment is. And now, when you're ready, come with me. We're going to the river. It's late afternoon, the sun lower, the light gentle, warm but not hot, at perfect time when the day is softening, when the world is becoming quieter, when everything slows. You're at the edge of a forest, trees behind you. Ahead, you can hear water, the river, always flowing, always moving, always there. The sound reaches you before you see it. That particular sound of moving water, of current, of flow, of something that never stops, never rests, just continues, always, forever. You walk toward the sound, through long grass, between trees, the path well worn. Many feet have walked this way, for years, for decades, for centuries maybe. People have always come to rivers, always walked beside them, always felt drawn to moving water, to the life it brings, to the peace it offers. The trees, thin, open, and there it is. The river, wider than you expected, maybe 20 meters across, maybe more. The water moving steadily, not fast, not slow, just constant, just flowing, the way rivers flow, the way they've always flowed, the way they'll flow long after you're gone. The water is clear. You can see rocks on the bottom, smooth rocks, round rocks, river rocks, polished by water, by movement, by time. How long does it take to polish a rock smooth? Years, decades, centuries, millennia. These rocks have been here, in this river, being smoothed, being shaped, being made beautiful by water and time. The riverbank is stony, not sandy, not muddy, just stones. Thousands of stones, millions of stones, all sizes, from pebbles to boulders, all smooth, all rounded, all shaped by this water, by this river, by time beyond counting. You step onto the stones. They shift slightly under your feet, click against each other. That sound of river stones, gentle, musical, the sound of walking on geology. On time made solid. On earth itself, you're careful. The stones are smooth, sometimes slippery. You move slowly, deliberately, placing each foot with intention. This is not a place for hurrying. This is a place for taking your time, for being present, for feeling each step, each stone, each moment. You pick up a stone, a smooth one, about the size of your palm, heavy, solid, cool to touch, the surface completely smooth, polished, perfect. You hold it in your hand, feel its weight, its coolness, its smoothness. You run your thumb over the surface, so smooth, smoother than anything humans can make, smoother than polished metal, smoother than glass, nature's polish, water's polish, time's polish. No machine did this, no person did this, just water, just flow, just millions of touches over millions of years. Each water molecule touching this stone, wearing away one tiny bit, then another, endlessly, patiently, until perfect smoothness. The stone fits perfectly in your hand, as if made for holding, but it wasn't. It just is, shaped by forces that don't care about hands, about holding, about anything human, shaped by water and time and physics, and yet perfect for your hand, for this moment, for this holding. This stone is old, very old, not old like a tree, not old like a building, old like the earth, formed deep underground, under pressure, under heat, when the earth was young, when continents were forming, when mountains were rising, when nothing lived yet, or just beginning to live. Simple life, single cells, in ancient oceans, while this stone was forming, deep below, in the dark, in the heat, in the pressure, the minerals in this stone, each one a story, each one formed under specific conditions, specific temperatures, specific pressures, cooling at specific rates, creating specific crystal structures, specific colors, specific properties, all determined by conditions millions, billions of years ago. And now, here, in your hand, the result, the evidence, the proof that all that happened, that all those conditions existed, that all that time passed. This stone was once part of a mountain, part of something huge, towering, massive, part of bedrock, part of the earth's crust, solid, permanent, immovable, or so it seemed. But nothing is permanent, not really, not on geological time. Mountains rise, mountains erode, mountains become plains, become sediment, become stones in rivers, become sand on beaches, become sediment on ocean floors, become stone again, the cycle, the rock cycle, as eternal as the water cycle, as ancient, as ongoing. So this stone, once mountain, deep in the mountain, surrounded by other rock, by other stone, part of the whole, part of something enormous. Then, slowly, the mountain wearing away, weather attacking it, freeze and thaw, crack and split, rain dissolving minerals. wind carrying away particles, ice grinding surfaces. Year after year, century after century, millennium after millennium, the mountain getting smaller, getting lower, pieces breaking off, including this piece, this stone. Maybe it broke off in a landslide, suddenly tumbling down with thousands of other rocks, crashing, falling, coming to rest at the mountain's base. Or maybe it broke off slowly, gradually, a crack widening over centuries, finally separating, falling, rolling, finding its place on the mountainside. Sun, being weathered, being worn, getting sun, being weathered, being worn, getting smaller, getting rounder, very slowly, so slowly. If you watched for 100 years, 1,000 years, you'd see no change, but over millions, over deep time, everything changes, even stone. Then water, a stream maybe, flash flood, spring melt, some surge of water strong enough to move this boulder, to push it, to roll it, to carry it downhill, toward the river, bouncing, tumbling, breaking more, getting smaller, getting rounder, each impact, each collision, chipping away, knocking off corners, making edges smoother, making shape rounder. The journey downstream, the long, long journey. Over thousands of years, tens of thousands, moving a little each year, each flood, each high water, gradually, inexorably, toward the river, toward this river, and finally, reaching this river, the main flow, the stronger current, and here, in this river, the real smoothing began, the real shaping, the real polishing, because this river never stops, never rests, never freezes completely, always flowing, always touching, always working, every second of every day, for millennia, touching this stone, moving it slightly, tumbling it occasionally, but mostly just flowing over it, just touching it, just wearing it, just polishing it, molecule by molecule, year by year, century by century, until this, until perfect smoothness, until perfect roundness, until beauty. How long has this stone been in this river? You don't know, can't know, but long, very long, thousands of years certainly, maybe tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands, long enough to be worn smooth, to be polished perfect, to be shaped by time itself. And now, today, this afternoon, this moment, you're holding it, your human hand, made of cells that live maybe 7 to 10 years, then die, replaced, your body constantly dying and renewing, the you of 7 years ago, completely different cells, different atoms, same pattern, same consciousness, but different matter. Your body temporary, fleeting, recycling constantly, and yet, here, now, your temporary hand, your fleeting fingers, holding this ancient stone, this permanent thing, this thing that's been stone for billions of years, that will be stone for billions more, the temporary touching the eternal, the brief holding the ancient, the fleeting connected to the permanent. You are holding billions of years in your hand, literally billions. The stone formed when Earth was young, maybe 4 billion years ago, maybe 3, when the planet was still settling, still cooling, still figuring out how to be a planet, shaped by millions of years of water, polished by thousands of years in this river. And now, for these few seconds, these few precious seconds of your life, you're holding it, you're connected to it, you're part of its story, as it's part of yours. Your human life, maybe 80 years if you're lucky, maybe 90, 100 if you're very lucky. Seems long, is long, in human terms. Enough time for childhood and growth, and love, and work, and aging and wisdom, and eventually rest. Enough time for a whole life, a full life, a complete life. But compared to this stone, compared to this river, compared to these mountains, compared to deep time, your life is nothing, less than nothing. A blink, a flash, a microsecond. If the Earth's life was a day, 24 hours, you would exist for less than a second, less than a fraction of a second, gone almost before beginning, invisible, meaningless. A brief spark, then darkness. And yet, not meaningless, not worthless, not nothing, because you're here, you're conscious, you're able to know this, to think this, to hold this stone and understand what it means, to comprehend deep time, to feel the weight of billions of years, to recognize your brief place in it, to see yourself as part of the story, part of the flow, part of the continuum. That consciousness, that awareness, that makes you matter, makes your brief moment important, makes your flash of existence meaningful. You set the stone down, gently, carefully, back onto the riverbank, back to where it belongs, to continue its journey, to continue being smoothed, to continue its long, slow, patient existence. You walk along the bank, slowly, the stones shifting under your feet, the sound continuous, musical, the sound of stone, on rock, on time, from rain that fell days ago, weeks ago, from rain that fell days ago, weeks ago, flowing past, flowing on, flowing toward the sea, to join the ocean, to evaporate, to become rain again, to fall on mountains again, to flow through this river again. The cycle, the eternal cycle, the water cycle, older than anything living, older than plants, older than life. The same cycle, over and over, forever. You stop, crouch down, touch the water, cold, very cold, mountain water, snow melt maybe, from peaks high above, from ice that formed last winter, now melted, now flowing, now here, under your fingers. The cold is shocking, real, present. This water is now, this moment, this exact second, but also eternal, also part of the endless cycle, the same water that fell as rain on dinosaurs, that flowed through rivers when humans didn't exist yet, that will flow through rivers after humans are gone, the same water, different molecules maybe, but the same water, the same cycle, the same eternal process. You stand, continue walking. The afternoon light is beautiful, soft, the sun lower now, creating long shadows, making everything golden. But this light too is ancient, the sun, 4.5 billion years old, nearly as old as Earth itself, older than this river, older than these mountains, shining, burning, giving light, giving heat, giving life, for billions of years, and will continue, for billions more. The light that touches your face left the sun 8 minutes ago, traveled across space, across 93 million miles, to reach you, to warm you, to illuminate this riverbank, to make this water sparkle, to make these stones glow. 8 minutes from sun to earth, but the sun itself, the star itself, billions of years old, ancient beyond comprehension. Everything here is ancient, the water cycle, the sun, the stones, the river, even the trees, not these particular trees. These are young, maybe 50 years, maybe 100, but trees as a category, trees as a form of life, ancient, 300 million years, since the Carboniferous period, when Earth was different, when forests covered the world, when no humans existed, when no mammals existed. just trees and insects and time. You sit on a large boulder, right at the water's edge. The stone is warm, heated by the afternoon sun. The warmth has soaked deep into the rock. Stone holds heat, releases it slowly. This boulder has been warming all day, since sunrise, absorbing photons from the sun, converting light to heat, storing it in its molecular structure, and now releasing it to your body, to the air, slowly, gently, the way stone does everything, slowly, patiently, in its own time. The boulder is comfortable, surprisingly comfortable, its top worn smooth, slightly curved, as if shaped for sitting, which it was, not deliberately, but by water, by time, by the same forces that smoothed the stone in your pocket. This boulder, how big? Maybe twice your size, maybe 3 times. Massive, heavy, unmovable, or so it seems. But it moved once, came from somewhere upstream, moved by flood maybe, by massive water, by forces we rarely see but that shape everything, by the patient, terrible power of nature. How long has it been here, sitting in this exact spot? Decades at least, centuries probably. The moss on its north side, growing slowly, spreading slowly, marking years, decades. The lichen on its surface, even slower, even older. Some lichen grows 1 millimeter per century, 1 millimeter per 100 years. The patch on this boulder the size of your hand, maybe 1,000 years old, older than any tree here, older than any building you know, growing, slowly, patiently, marking time, marking deep time. You run your hand over the boulder's surface, feel the texture, rough in places, smooth in others, tiny crystals visible, catching light, each crystal a story, each one formed under specific conditions, specific heat, specific pressure, specific chemical composition. Billions of years ago, deep underground, in the dark, in the Earth's crust, being formed, being created, being born as stone. From here, you can see the river flowing, really see it, the current visible, faster in the middle, slower near the banks, the water's surface showing the flow, ripples, swirls, eddies, small whirlpools forming and dissolving, the constant complex movement, never the same twice, always different, always changing, but also always the same, always flowing, always moving, always water being water, river being river. You watch one patch of water, try to follow it, from upstream, approaching, passing you, moving downstream, disappearing around the bend. That water, where did it come from? Mountains, snow, rain. Maybe it fell as rain 3 days ago, high in the peaks, soaked into ground, seeped into streams, flowed into creeks, joined this river, and now flowing past, never to return, moving toward the sea, toward the ocean, where it will evaporate. Rise, form clouds, fall as rain again, somewhere else, sometime later, the cycle continuing, forever. Or maybe that water, that particular water, those particular molecules, have been here before, in this river, 10,000 years ago, during the Ice Age, flowing from glaciers, from ice that formed over winters, melted in brief summers, flowed here, then to ocean, then to sky, then to rain, then to ground, then to river again. The same water, the same molecules, the same H2O, recycled endlessly, through all of Earth's history, through all of time. The same water dinosaurs drank, the same water fish swam in when fish were new. The same water, always the same, always different, always cycling, always flowing. This river has flowed here for millions of years, not this exact river, The river moves, shifts, changes course, cuts new channels, abandons old ones, over time, over deep time. But a river has been here, in this valley, following this path roughly, for millions of years. Since these mountains rose, since this land took its current shape. How do you know? The valley itself, the shape of it, U-shaped, carved by water, by this river, by its ancestors, cutting down through rock, through stone, through layers of earth, slowly, patiently, water dissolving minerals, carrying them away, grain by grain, particle by particle, year by year, millennium by millennium, until a valley, until a channel, until this river in this place, the mountains on either side, once taller, much taller, miles high maybe, when they were young, when they first rose, when tectonic forces pushed them up, crumpled Earth's crust, created peaks, but from the moment they rose, from that first moment, weather began wearing them down. Rain, ice, wind, rivers, breaking them down, carrying them away, lowering them, smoothing them, year after year, still happening, still ongoing, imperceptibly slow to us, but fast in geological time. These mountains, they'll be plains eventually, in millions of years, in deep time, worn flat, gone, while new mountains rise somewhere else, while the cycle continues, pushing, cracking rock, making soil, pushing, cracking rock, making soil, creating space for themselves, for other plants, for life, trees, these particular trees, maybe 50 years old, maybe 100, young, babies, compared to this river, this valley, this stone. But trees as an idea, trees as a form of life, ancient, 300 million years, since the Carboniferous period, when Earth's atmosphere was different, richer in oxygen, when insects were huge, dragonflies the size of eagles, millipedes as long as your arm, when forests covered everything, when coal was being formed. From those ancient forests, compressed, buried, turned to carbon, to fuel that we burn now, releasing carbon that was captured 300 million years ago. Time collapse, deep time touching present time. Birds are in the trees. You can hear them, see them, flitting, hopping, singing. Small birds mostly. Warblers maybe, finches, sparrows, each one living its brief life. Maybe 5 years, maybe 10. Eating, singing, breeding, raising young, then dying. Their bodies returning to soil, to earth, to feed other life. The cycle, the food web. Energy flowing from sun to plant, to insect, to bird, to soil, to plant. The cycle endless. Older than trees, older than birds, as old as life itself. A heron stands in the shallows, on the far side, perfectly still, not moving, not even seeming to breathe. Statue still, waiting, patient, in its own time, in its brief life. Maybe 20 years, maybe 30. A long time for a heron, a long time for any bird, but no time at all for a river, for a stone, for the earth, for deep time. You watch the heron, minutes pass. It doesn't move, doesn't twitch, doesn't seem alive, but is completely alive, completely focused, hunting, waiting for fish, for movement, for the perfect moment to strike. This patience, this stillness, this waiting. Older than herons, older than birds. The patience of predators, the waiting of hunters. As old as hunting, as old as eating, as old as the food chain itself. Then, suddenly, strike, so fast you almost miss it, its beak stabbing into water. Out, a fish, small, silver, wriggling. The heron adjusts its grip, opens its beak, positions the fish, swallows, the lump traveling down its long neck. Gone. The fish consumed. its life ended, its body becoming heron, becoming energy, becoming continued life for the bird, the cycle, the necessity, the way life works, has always worked, must work. The heron flies away, seems reluctant, heavy, large wings unfold, flap, once, twice, lift, the bird rising, legs dangling, then tucking, the S-curve of neck in flight, beautiful, awkward, perfect. It flies slowly, heavily, but surely, following the river, downstream, around the bend, disappearing, gone. But others will come, tomorrow, next week, next year. Other herons, other birds, other life, the river remaining, the stones remaining, long after this heron is gone, long after this particular bird is dead, long after all the birds you've ever seen are dead, the river flowing, the stones being smoothed, the cycles continuing, the deep time progressing, your stresses, all real, all valid, all your stresses, all real, all valid, all important to you, now, in your life, in your time, but also in the vast scale of time, in the deep time of Earth, in the billions of years before, in the billions to come. So small, so brief, so temporary, so fleeting, and somehow, that's okay, that's fine, that's perfect, that's exactly how it should be. You are here now, in this moment, in this afternoon, by this ancient river, touching these ancient stones, breathing this ancient air, made of oxygen from plants, from photosynthesis, from the process that began billions of years ago, when first cyanobacteria learned to split water, to take energy from sunlight, to release oxygen, changing Earth's atmosphere, making it breathable, making complex life possible, making you possible, the air you're breathing, made by plants, by trees around you, but also by ocean plankton, tiny plants, microscopic, floating in seas, producing most of Earth's oxygen, more than all forests combined. These tiny things, invisible from shore, making the air you breathe, the air everyone breathes, the air everything breathes, the basis of life. Nitrogen, too, in this air. Most of the air, actually. 78% nitrogen. From where? From the atmosphere. Always there. Since Earth formed. Since the atmosphere coalesced. Nitrogen released from volcanoes. From Earth's interior. Ancient nitrogen. Original nitrogen. From when the planet was young. You're breathing air as old as Earth itself. Elements as old as stars. Nitrogen made in dying stars. Oxygen made by life. Carbon dioxide made by breathing. By burning. By living. All mixed together. All cycling endlessly. All ancient. All eternal. All in your lungs. Right now. You are breathing the universe. Literally. The atoms in your body. Made in stars. In the cores of stars. Where pressure and heat fuse elements together. Where hydrogen becomes helium. Helium becomes carbon. Carbon becomes oxygen. Oxygen becomes everything heavier. All the elements of your body, made in stars, billions of years ago, scattered when those stars died, when they exploded, supernova, spreading elements across space, across the galaxy, eventually collecting, forming new stars, new planets, this planet, this Earth, and eventually, somehow, miraculously, impossibly, becoming you. You are made of stars, literally, your body, star stuff. Carl Sagan said that, and it's true. Not metaphor, not poetry, actual fact. The calcium in your bones, the iron in your blood, the carbon in your cells, all made in stars, all forged in stellar cores, all ancient beyond imagining, all recycled endlessly, through stars and planets and rocks and water and life, and death and life again. And now, for this brief time, arranged as you, as your body, as your being, as your consciousness. The astronomical odds against your success are 1 in a million. The astronomical odds against your existence, against any existence, against consciousness, against life, against Earth, against everything having to go exactly right for billions of years to result in this moment, in you, here, now. Thinking these thoughts, feeling these feelings, being alive, being conscious, being part of deep time. You stand, continue walking along the bank, the river beside you, always beside you, always flowing, the sound of it constant, the visual of it mesmerizing, moving, always moving, never the same, always the same. Paradox, like everything in nature, changing and unchanging, temporary and eternal, brief and everlasting. The stones shift under your feet with each step. That sound again, that beautiful sound, stone on stone, rock on rock, the music of geology, the song of earth, each step a small rearrangement, each step a tiny change in the landscape. Stones moving microns, millimeters, tiny movements, but repeated enough, over enough time, over deep time. Mountains are leveled, valleys are filled, coastlines change, continents shift. Everything changes, slowly, patiently, inevitably. The sun is lower now, much lower, the afternoon truly becoming evening, the light softer still, more golden, more beautiful, the magic hour. Photographers call it that, the golden hour, when light is perfect, when shadows are long, when everything glows, when the world is most beautiful. This brief window, this brief time, this brief perfect moment, like your life, like all life, brief, perfect, momentary, golden. Birds are singing more now, evening songs, different from morning songs. Morning birds announce territory, seek mates, declare presence. Evening birds settle, calm, prepare for night, prepare for rest, like you, moving toward rest, toward night, toward sleep, the day ending. Your day, this day, one of your finite days, each one precious, each one unique, each one never to return, but also one of Earth's days, one rotation, one of billions of rotations, one of trillions yet to come. Your day, Earth's day, both happening simultaneously, both the same day, both this moment, but experienced so differently. You feel it passing, feel time flowing. Earth doesn't feel, doesn't experience, just rotates, just continues, just exists. Both real, both true, both happening. Layer a time, a period, an age. This layer a time, a period, an age. This layer, sand deposited when this was an ancient sea, millions of years ago, when water covered this land, when fish swam here, when no land animals existed yet, just ocean, just life in water. This layer above, different color, different texture, a different time, a different environment. Maybe river deposit, maybe lake, maybe coastal. Each layer evidence, each layer a page in Earth's book, in the story of this place, readable, if you know how, if you know the language, if you understand geology, the language of Earth, the language of time. You touch the exposed rock, feel the layers, feel the different textures. This layer smooth, this layer rough, this layer hard. The proof that that time existed. That, the proof that that time existed. That those conditions were real. That Earth was different then. And yet, same Earth, same planet, just changing, always changing, over deep time. You continue, the river curving, the path following, always beside the water, always beside the flow, always beside this ancient current, this eternal river, this momentary water in an eternal channel, the water new, the river old. Both true, both real, both existing in this moment, to clock time, to human time, here, in, to clock time, to human time, here, in deep time. Everything feels different, feels right, feels peaceful, feels true. You want to stay, to remain, to exist in this perspective forever, then back to daily life, to normal, then back to daily life, to normal concerns, to human scale, but changed, shifted, perspective gained, peace found. The path is turning away from the river now, back toward the forest, back toward the world, back toward your life. You slow even more, stop, turn, look back one more time. The river's still flowing, of course still flowing. The stone's still there, of course still there. The sun is still shining, of course still shining. All continual, all eternal, all ancient beyond imagining. You were here. You walked this bank. You touched these stones. You held that stone. You felt this water. You thought these thoughts. Your moment in deep time. Your visit to the ancient. Your brief contact with forever. And you'll carry it with you, the stone in your pocket, physical, tangible, real, but also the memory, the feeling, the perspective, the peace that's in you now, part of you now, changed you, shifted you, opened something, some understanding, some acceptance, some peace with your brief existence, some gratitude for your momentary consciousness, some connection to the vast, the ancient, the eternal. You pick up another stone, smaller this time, smooth, perfect, white with gray swirls, marble maybe, or granite, or quartz. You don't know, but you know it's old, billions of years old, and you know it's beautiful, made beautiful by water, by time, by the patient work of nature. You hold it to your ear. Can you hear anything? No, it's just a stone, but you imagine the deep time it holds, the memory it carries, of being mountain, of being broken, of being smoothed, of existing, through ice ages, through warm periods, through the rise and fall of species, through everything, while humans came, while humans invented language, while humans invented writing, while humans invented everything. This stone existing, patient, indifferent, perfect. Remember that you are part of something. Remember that you are part of something vast, something ancient, something that began billions of years ago and will continue billions of years hence. Remember that your moment, your life, your brief existence is part of this, is connected to this, is meaningful because of this. You stand, continue walking, the river beside you, the stones under your feet, the sun lowering more, the afternoon becoming evening, the light softer still, everything gentle, everything perfect, everything exactly as it should be, of this day, this brief day, one of 30 of this day, this brief day, one of 30,000 maybe, if you're lucky. Seems like a lot, is a lot, until you compare it to the age of the river. Then it's nothing, a blink, a moment, a brief flash of consciousness in the eternal flow. But what a flash, what a moment, what a gift to be here, to be conscious, to be able to see this river, touch these stones, feel this sun, breathe this air, to be part of this, to exist, even briefly, even for just a moment in deep time. What a gift. What an impossible, improbable, beautiful gift. You reach the end of the walk, where the path turns back, away from the river. You stop, turn, look back. The river's still flowing. The stone's still there. The sun's still shining. all continuing, all eternal, all ancient beyond imagining. You were here. You walked this bank. You touched these stones. You felt this water. You thought these thoughts. Your moment in deep time. Your visit to the ancient. Your brief contact with forever. You turn away. Walk back toward the forest. Through the trees. The river sound fading behind you. But still there. Still flowing. Still ancient. Still eternal. Began before you. That will continue after you began before you. That will continue after you. You're not separate. You're connected. You're part of the flow, part of the cycle, part of the deep time of Earth. You slip into bed. The stone from your pocket on the nightstand. Smooth, cool, ancient. A reminder of the river, of the time, of the peace. Your breathing is slow, deep, like the river flow, like the eternal cycles, in and out, like water flowing, like time passing, like everything natural, everything right, everything perfect. Your body is heavy, tired, used, good tired, walking tired, the tired of peace, of time spent in nature, of perspective gained, of peace found. Your mind is quiet, clear, not empty, but spacious, like a river valley, like the vast time you touched today. Spacious, big, not cluttered, not worried, just clear, just peaceful, just part of the vastness. Sleep comes like water flowing, naturally, inevitably, from being awake to being asleep, like water flowing from mountains to sea, one state to another, the same thing, the same existence, just different form, just another part of the cycle. You are the water, you are the stone, you are part of the river, part of the flow, part of the deep time, part of the ancient earth, brief, yes, temporary, yes, but real, and connected, and perfect. Sleep well, sleep deeply, sleep peacefully. The river flows, the stones wait, the cycles continue, and you rest, part of it all, connected to everything, brief but perfect, temporary but eternal, part of the deep time of Earth. Good night. Sweet dreams of rivers and stones, and vast time, and perfect moments in ancient places, of being small and being part of something vast, of being brief and being part of forever. Sleep now.